Greetings, family, love and light. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Light, love and light.
Love,
Grand rising.
Love and beautiful
light,
life,
Love and light.
family.
Love and
Love
light.
and light.
Love and light family. Oh, I do.
How I do? How's everyone this lovely, lovely morning, Saturday?
Yo, why doodle?
Love and light. Love and light.
Our dear brother Bending
Love
Bamboo
and light, family.
is not here
Love and
today,
light.
so love and light.
L-Y-D-D.
How I do? Bending Bamboo is not here hosting for us today, so we're going to do our due diligence to get through this morning, and we will. This AM. To start out, I'm gonna share my screen again, and we're gonna go over the events and rules of engagement. Give me just
No announcement today. No
slow
announcements
this
today.
morning. This AM.
Sister Monica, no announcements today.
No announcements today? Oh, wonderful. Okay.
You can yield it to Christina.
All right.
Love and light, family. It's Wisdom from the Front Porch, and we have a special edition today. Bring the children on in. Let them sit at your feet to soak up all the beautiful wisdom from our dear Empress Chakra Rarebird. She has a special message for all of the elders and the children, so bring them on in. If you have to wake them up, Mama needs to tell them something. Trust me, you don't want to miss it out. So make sure you have them right by your side as soon as you can. Family, make sure we're coming on in with our smiles, positivity. It is a Saturday, a blissful, beautiful rising. And Mama is continuing her grand reveal of her story. If Mama Linda is on the line, I would love to show grievance and gratitude. Let's go ahead and get those mics muted. One moment, family. Just got to mute some mics. All right. So again, family, we want to bring in the children up to the front porch. The elders are here in the building. We want to show love and gratitude for you because we love to get that beautiful wisdom that you all have. That's why we have our lovely silver fox hair or our gray hairs, salt and pepper, whatever it is. Embrace it, family. I love mine. I know I may look young, but I definitely love my silver hairs. So, family, bring the children. Empress has something to say. Do we still have Mama Linda on the line? Mama Linda, if you can unmute,
Yes.
we would love to show gratitude, love and light,
Love and
Grandmother
light.
Majestic
Love and light.
Peacock.
Yes. Good
She will
morning.
be
Greetings.
introducing. Yes, open up those mics and say
Oh, I
greetings and
do. Good
gratitude to
morning.
How
Grand
I
Mother Majestic
rising.
do?
Peacock.
No,
Grand
Grand
rising,
rising.
everyone. Grand
Rising.
rising.
Light.
L-Y-do-do.
Yes.
L-Y-do-do.
So good.
Thank you.
So I do
Love
do.
and light.
Love
Love
and
and
light.
light.
L-Y-do-do.
Say.
Gratitude, gratitude. I will kick it over to my dear grandmother matriarch, Mother Majestic Peacock, and she will be introducing our dear Empress Chakra Rarebird for the grand reveal of her story.
Yes, we give everyone acknowledgement that showed up this morning. Whatever you were doing, you took time out to be here with us today, and we definitely appreciate you showing up because without you, we are not. Uh, we don't have anyone audience to appreciate and do the things that hear the things that we're presenting and the things that we want to say today. And we want to give yourself a hand and say to you, El Wadudu, and we appreciate you and everything for coming today. Without further ado, we will have our own Imperial Mother Empress Rarebird, who has been in our presence for years. Some of us knew of her, some of us did not know of her, but those we were sent to others, and introduce to others the own Empress Revered Imperial Mother of our nation of 7 generation Tahaji nation, and we have been very blissfully anointed with all her presentations from. We just start with last Sunday, to yesterday, and we don't know what she's serving today, but I hope the plates that been placed before you and your eating utensils and your napkins is in place for you to have as much you want on your plate, because she's going to serve it today like she's been serving it every day. So with your hearts being full and your mouth being full, and as you chew and regurgitate it and digest it, it will be good and it will be sweet going down. So we know that whatever she is putting out today, as the word go forth to say, it would not come back void. So it will be good for her to do what she got to do, but she has been here and she's very, very blissfully knowledgeable. And the knowledge that she has given us that we never heard before, you're going to hear that again. Without further ado, our own Imperial Mother, Empress Revered, come forth, and we will love for you to unmute your mic and welcome her gleefully.
Oh, my doo-doo. Love and light.
Do Empress.
Love and
Empress,
light.
Love and light.
Grand Rising.
Welcome,
I
Mother.
do.
Come on
Love
in.
and light.
Love and light. Now, is she present?
we're going to play a song. I'm going to share.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to play a song. Give me 1 second.
Thank you.
We do not own the copyrights to any of the music that is transcribed in this broadcast. This is for educational purposes only. Love and light, family.
They must be getting on her nerves. She texted me.
We do not own the rights to the
sent her
songs
the
being played
stuff
during
for
this
the
live session.
security
This
with
is for
Freeway.
educational purposes only.
Please mute whoever that is with the child.
Please, family, stay on mute.
Left to right, heart to heart, can you feel it?
Can you feel the love in the air? Mom is in the house today.
It's falling soft like rain.
We in the station wagon and we moving, y'all. Come on.
Your touch repeats, I hear it call my name. Echoed in the rhythm, carried on the flow. Every heartbeat sings in stereo. Close your eyes, let the sound surround. Every whisper lifting off the ground. In every channel, your spirit grows. I'm alive where the music goes. Love in stereo, it's playing everywhere. Around my soul, floating through the air. Love in stereo, ooh, it never fades away. Forever two voices, one song to stay. Color shining, moving side to side. Like a record spinning deep wrap forever in this stereo. Highs and lows, the melodies divine. Your soul's the treble, your heart's the bass line. Together we're the song the heavens chose, eternal in the way the music flows. Love in stereo, ooh, it's playing everywhere. Around my soul, floating through the air. Love in stereo, ooh, it never fades away. Forever two voices, one song to stay. Love in stereo. Stereo. Hear it now. Left and right, night and day. Love in stereo. Forever we'll play.
Well, rise and shine, everybody. Love and light, love and light, love and light. You can go ahead and unmute yourselves and
Love and light.
Grand
light.
Rising.
How y'all doing,
Do-do-do.
Mother?
And
Thank you.
rising.
L Y do do.
Love and
Love
light.
you,
Justice,
dude.
My
Love and
do.
light.
Empress,
Empress,
love and
Grand
light.
Rising,
rising.
Grand
Ninja
Rising.
is
Great
right before
Rising.
you.
Grand
Love and light.
rising.
Pure
Rich
Mother,
Rising.
Justice, Rare
Love you, Mama
Empress,
Grand Rising.
Love and light. LY do. Love and light, family. Love and light, Empress.
Love and light,
Love and
everyone.
light.
Love and light. If you guys could imagine how I feel, because if I'm feeling what I'm feeling, you got to be feeling what I'm feeling. Because everybody experiencing the shift today. You know, the shift. Your shift has happened. You ain't gotta be worried about when it's gonna happen. It happened when you say so. It happened. If you come into the presence of love and in the presence, as they say, of God, and how we used to think about that. Oh, if I could come into the presence of God, everything would be all right, and didn't know you was talking about yourself. Oh, come on and unmute them mics.
Ashe,
Ashe,
ashe, I
ashe.
am that I
Ashe.
am.
Ashe,
Ashe,
ashe.
ashe,
Ashe.
ashe.
Ashe, ashe.
Ashe.
Love
Yeah.
and light. LY do. Love and
L-Y do.
Otherwise, do.
Today is going to be there's a slight change of plans. And I'm wrapping up. And y'all just gonna say, I'm gonna be your up front Mama Peacock, put up front and center. Oh my God. I feel like when I see you, the majestic presence of you sends my soul in a raging ball of love. And it's so violent in his colors and the color of love in stereo. Y'all notice that I play that all the time here for the last 7 days because I got a agenda and a mission to fill in my walk here on earth. And I'm not going to let nobody stop me because I had a visitation, Mother Wright.
Oh, wow.
Last night. Honestly, y'all, literally, and Osiris and I saw it. And it was, and I said, that's what's been going on with me. I never bothered to look outside when I finish any of my sessions. But I know this week I've been waking up with all the uploads, and all that has been coming out of me has been a result of the visitations that I've been having. And I knew that something new was coming out of me. And all that has been coming out of me has not been me. It's been my spirit, because I've been visited by the spirit that got my spirit now online and resonating with you all, because I'm passing everything that they have given me to you. There's no way that I could have in my flesh come out of my flesh with what has came out of my mouth this week. It has came from the very depths of my heart and my soul, and in the divine mind that brought divine order to a thing. And divine order is what I'm going to do, whether anybody like it or not. It is the task that at hand. It is to put the divine order back in place through by way of the matriarch. It is by way of today the from the front porch with the elders is in place, because today completes my 7 days of going in every room of the house to set the tone. And the tone is we metaphysically speaking and living by the spirit of ourselves. If you come in here with your fleshy ways, and I don't care who you are, I don't care who you are. If you come in here and not walk by the fruit of the spirit, you gotta go. And that's what my message is today, as I complete my visitation in the room of the house of God that houses nothing but God's. And I want to caution the world today and this platform and who all is listening to me today. You can't come in this nation and tear it down no more. This is not going to happen. And I'm going to ensure that it doesn't happen, because I'm led by the Spirit and the fruit of the Spirit. Then the fruit of the Spirit reigns forevermore now on earth, so that as we prepare to bring heaven on earth, the only agenda is that you are coming into an era of the golden age. And my children, my little babies, they're here today. And we are here to make sure that his story doesn't rain on the next 7 generations of children's lives ever again. It's going to be her story, the righteous path in which the children arrived was through her path, her righteous path, her righteous womb that brought the children here to have their experience. And so the wounds have to be healed in order for the children, the 7 generations of children, to be healed. We must heal ourselves first out of what we have come out of the worst catastrophe that could ever happen in her story. Because Plymouth Rock landed on a specific type of people. They didn't generally say, oh, Plymouth Rock didn't land. Of course, it was a man that said it. That Plymouth Rock we didn't land in Plymouth Rock, but Plymouth Rock landed on us, women. We have to be specific so we can call it as it is, so it can be brought to the light, so that it can be examined by your God seat to do what needs to be done by the Spirit, in the Spirit, and by the laws of the Spirit. And if you do anything else outside of when you have to fix something, and when you have to address something in this nation, you must address it by your spirit, not by your own reconnaissance, not by your own flesh and the worldly ways of doing things, because the worldly ways of doing things is over in here. And that's why the 7 generations, in order for them to be secured, mothers, we must heal ourselves first.
Yes, yes, yes.
We must do that. And as I visit the houses, and I went to H.R.I.M, and I know that some of you all were concerned about my health and concerned about me being exhausted and all that. But let me tell you something. This is my fuel to keep going. This is my gas. Is to do the work. And I do it very well because I love doing what I do. Because I know how to do a thing. That's why I was chosen to do it. Because I know how to do it and keep the peace. See, you can't do nothing because love reigns peace. It has an order and it handles whatever in a way that is pleasing to the Spirit. And it doesn't tear down the house. And but it brings order and discipline in the lives of all who practice and indulge and seek righteousness. And righteousness starts in our own house. And what do I mean by our own house? You must first get your own house in order before you can go trying to get somebody else's house in order. And when we do such thing, then everything else flourish in our lives. Character defects, as some of you all have experienced that step somewhere between, I think, 6 and 7 step about dealing with our shortcomings and our character defects. And I'm going to talk about character defects today, and I'm going to talk about why it is important to keep them in check. Because when you talk about character defects, we're talking about there's some glitches in all of us that always need to be kept in check. And it must be a balance in how we treat one another and how we treat issues among ourselves. Because if we don't do it by the Spirit of our very seat of God, then we sure to tear down the house. And I don't know about any of you all, but when I was growing up, the household that I was in was chaotic. I had a father who was an alcoholic and drank and loved to hoe and do all things that need to be done. And excuse me for the slip of the tongue. I had a father that was promiscuous. And I saw a lot of of abuse that was put upon the woman who raised me. And she went without she's not going without her flaws. She's not a victim. Everybody plays a part in their role in their lives. And when things are going on, you have to look at yourself. And this is what I've learned about myself as I've worked in the 12 steps of my life and been a part of my life for the last going on in a couple of months. I think it'll be 33 or 34 years that I've been living this program. It put my house in order, y'all. And I'm talking about my spiritual house. And the perfecting of it from the first time that I applied these steps, it did the thing that it's supposed to do. It set me out on a solid ground, and I had a solid foundation. I had clarity about some things and unsure about some, but had the faith to know that if I kept on walking and stayed in it, that my life could get better, because it couldn't have gotten any worse than what it was before I came in. I wrap my hair today because normally on Saturdays in my household, and I'm quite sure some of you too, Mother Wright, remember tying them rags on our head, getting a mopping broom, calling everybody to deck to get ready to clean the house on Saturday and do laundry. And everybody was busy in the house doing their part to clean the house. And mama, she know you can't do it like her, but the mere fact that it was a family affair was good enough for the spirit to reign inside the house when everybody was doing their part. It was a sense of community within the house, and it was breakfast, and then you got ready to clean up, and then doing the laundry, and then we get done around about 12, 1 o'clock, in hopes that now we can go outside and play with our friends in the neighborhood that we now call communities. And now I don't know what we call it, because I don't know what I'm looking at. But what I can tell you is that this house, this room is the last room that need to be cleaned up and set straight and put in order. And this is the room of the children and the elders, which is the center of us being where we are right now. The elders have the wisdom. And even though you, Mother Wright, have been in the storm longer than most of us, you came out of it still with a pure heart. You might have got knocked unconscious, but your love will never be unconscious, because God's love is infinite It doesn't ever stop. And if you're a woman and you're God, love will always be with you. Even if you're unconscious, like all of us were, that we ended up still in the midst of the storm being loved and unscathed. Most of us never fell from that. Even to the harshest abuse that we suffered as women to be able to keep food on the table. We took degrading jobs. That was a humble part of our journey as God's, and still didn't realize when we got up off our knees from scrubbing the floors and washing the toilets and cleaning the bathrooms and washing the dishes and changing dirty sheets that we didn't sleep in and was in our house. But we did it anyway so that we could feed our houses and feed our children and give our children suck. We often had to take our breasts and feed other cultures of children. And we done it with love in spite of it being forced upon us. Our wounds have been wounded by such atrocities, because after all, the wounded womb still produced the children anyway. And somehow or another, the spark still stayed within us to do so. And our willingness to still bring our children into it says that was a sacrifice that we all have made with our children. And we have endured such harsh punishments because of being a woman, and we didn't know our worth was based on our own reconnaissance, based on our own divinity, that we were stripped from having the opportunity to know these things. Now, I'm not going to be before you long, but I'm going to be long enough to set this room right, if that's all right with you, Mother Peacock. I got a few things that I want to address, and I want to, because I got to clean the room out. You know, when you're getting ready to decorate a room and redo a room in the house, because that's what I've been doing all week long, is setting the presence of God in each room. So that when you enter whatever room you decide, whether it's cooking with Empress on the first Monday of the month, or whether you in the 12 steps room, 12 steps, 12th edition room, whether you are the clan mother room, the spirit of God is being set in every room in this house that belongs to the Empress. It's my house for you to come and be free, to be yourselves, to be your God selves. As I said in my sacerdotal seat, you said in yours. You're equally responsible and accountable for the house, just like me. And that this house shall be built on the cornerstone of love and peace. And keeping the peace is what I'm going to do at all costs, no matter who it is. That peace gonna reign. The great law of peace has been the cornerstone of our household, and the love was the foundation of it. That peace resides. And as the house have been built, and you got these 7 days, 7 generations at 7 p.m., 7 days a week, with nonstop energy flowing through the house. There is meat and food in every room, and there is a reason and a purpose for every room. So the room have to be correctness in the spirit of it, so that when you enter to the room, you'll feel right at home and you'll be at rest, and that you can just free to be the bird that you are, to fly free. And Romeo, you've seen birds fly around in houses. They got in the house some kind of way. And you remember the bird that, no, it wasn't a bird, the hawk that came through my back patio when I first got here. And the hawk still hangs around to this very day. The other day, while I was speaking with Mother Peacock and my sister Drana, that hawk came to visit, and he stayed a long time. I want to say it was a she. Because isn't it ironic that everything that we say, we always refer to it as a he? The programming that has plagued us have caused us to even deny our own existence by always referring to everything as a he. And I trust that when you come home, that you stay and recognize your divinity, and your divinity is feminine in nature, and that you carry the womb. So why wouldn't you acknowledge yourself? And why wouldn't you acknowledge yourself as a God, as she? I am she. And I am that I am, and all that she will ever be is the I am. That one. Now drop, you can undo your mics right about now.
Ashe, Ashe, Ashe.
Ashe and Sue.
Oh, why do?
Love and light.
Oh, I do. Yes.
Granted too.
I had a visitation last night from the spaceship. After I got done last night, I was speaking with someone. I'm always, when I finish speaking, have to unwind, because the spirit of me is so high. And I knew that I came with the supercomputer chip planted inside of my head to be activated for such a time as this. And during my walk, as I walk, the activation gets stronger, the power of it that's put inside of me in my central processing system, which is my central nervous system, is processing at the speed of lightning, y'all. And last night, the visitation happened again, and it's been happening to me, but I didn't know it until last night. That when I looked out my window, and I never look out my window at night, but I happened to, right before I got ready to retire, look out my window, and there it was, beaming Morse codes to me. And I woke Osiris up, and he'll be with the children shortly. And He looked out there. He said, yep. And it was flashing its lights. And as it was flashing its lights, it was giving me more information to give you all. And I had a pre-meeting with my moderators before we came on today, because they were the first to get the instructions as to how this thing is going to go down. And I told them that they can be here and they can be free and that they can do what they need to do. And they don't have to be afraid, because if you're God, whom shall you fear? And that they were doing a great job making the God in me shine so that I can then return back the light to you all. And so that you can be yourselves here, because this is the last house on the block that you can do that now, because this was the last house that we visited, was our God house, our God seat. And I promised you in every 12 step that we have had that I would promise to give you back you, the real you. If you applied yourself in the 12 steps to personal sovereignty, you would be restored by the fruit of the spirits that comes out of working the steps. The womb has produced children all over this planet to flourish, to replenish the planet, be fruitful, and multiply. And your fruits of your loins is yours. It belongs to you. It is your womb. And you must take control of it, ladies, gods, woman, God, woman. You ain't no woman of God. You are God. Because of is something like it. And you are no something like it. You are it. And you must govern yourselves now as God. If you saw something as God outside of you and you worshiped it and you believed in it, then now you have moved beyond the belief of that era and come into, I know that I'm God and I know that I'm it and it ain't nothing outside of myself. And now I'm not in the, I believe in something that's not of me, was abomination to me as God. And that was a mouthful of joy that you all should have caught in your spirit and celebrate such things. We're going to look at producing seven generations through the Black Dot program. The Black Dot Directory. The Black Dot Directory consists of your womb. And our wombs are universal. And it is governed by universal law, cosmic law. And the hierarchy, her arch is her womb. It's our womb. That has the power to part the Red Sea. Ain't it funny how they tell our story and we sitting up, and the worst catastrophe that happens when our story is told is that we don't recognize it's us that they talking about, that we think in our psyche and through our program it's a man. And how that keeps us shut out of our divinity because we keep denying and canceling out God in us as gods. And that's what has happened. And if you do not recognize what this is, who doesn't know? Because we can't move forward until you know what the black dot is and what that symbol is. And Christina and Bridget, we gotta get us our logo for the Black Dot program. And I'm saying, let your creativity be based on this drawing here. This symbol here. Who doesn't know what the symbol is? Please raise your hand. Because this your flag to the land. Miss Delarice, you don't know? That is the yoni, baby.
Is it Love and Light family? Is it vagina?
That's correct. But we say yoni to clean it up a little bit. But it is the great V. And V is number 5 that they've been using on their government tax. If y'all notice, they have a V on some of them they have a P, and then some of them they have a W. But all of it is the science of it when you look at their, quote, patriot tags as government. And our government, see, has been usurped, and that the Oval Office have been occupied by imposters. And the imposters are preachers, ministers, bishops, bar/barrister, attorneys that was developed by a lower God than you. And this is their system. They can't operate no higher than that. Don't be mad at them. But it is your responsibility to overstand it's a man's world, like doggone, what's his name? James Brown said, this is a man's world, but it won't be nothing without a woman. And that's exactly what they did right here. It's brought us over here to help them build this regime that Rock then landed on us. Oh, y'all, I'm going to tell the truth today. Because I'm coming full circle with this today so that his story will never repeat and we'll never enter over here again. We'll leave them over there if that's where they want to stay. But
Mother,
I
your
tell
board
you
is a
what.
little light.
Oh, okay. There you go. Let me do this then. Close the blinds over there. Give me a second. And I might need to use a darker. I've got brand new markers. So I ain't got to worry about stuff. And I bought a whole big old thing full of them. So give me a second and let me rewrite it. First of all, I want to see if you can see my screen. I mean, not my screen, but my board here. Okay. And if you can't see my board, I'm going to redo this in just black. So, Mother Wright, can you see the board? I can't hear you.
I can see it, but it's far away. It's like now
Okay.
it's close. Now we can see it. Now we can see it. It's close now. Yes.
Okay. So everybody can see my board, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, great. And is the writing on the board dark enough where you can actually see my letters and all?
It's a little light.
Okay, good. Then I'm gonna rewrite them with my new marker. And if you would you please come in while I'm doing this and speak to everyone while I redo this.
Greatness on to everybody.
And please speak louder.
How's everybody doing?
Love and light. Love and light.
Night, Emperor.
Grand rising to you, brother Carlos.
How do
Grand
do?
rising.
Gratitude, Grand Rising, LY Doodoo.
Give us the word, Chief.
Grand
Nice,
rise.
love, nice.
Greatness is
Grand
within everybody
awakening.
here.
And get the women their word today. Why you
And I would like to first start off talking to all the matriarchs across the lands. I want to give y'all honor. I want to give y'all praise. I want to definitely put y'all in a position where y'all supposed to be. Man is only 360, but a right woman in her right state can introduce a man up to 720. And that's what y'all are. Y'all are the 720, but you got to be in the right state of mind. You got to be in your God seat. So when I'm holding the back of my cranium, y'all know what the God seat is. But if you're not in the right state of your God self, you can't introduce a man to his higher self. Does that make sense? So all of y'all have to take y'all positions to the 720 to introduce us, the men, up to our higher selves and keep us there. Because we know that man can be in the lower self and be in the wrong area where you're supposed to be. I would like to say this to everybody. Lakun, Dinokun, Wali Adin, that just simply means that judge yourself and don't judge others. Because we can all point out somebody's wrong, but can you do that for yourself? Can you say that you're wrong and that you're going to correct some of the mistakes that you make to move forward. And I simply say that because I am the change that I want to see. What I want for me, I want for the true matriarchs that stand within the nation that's going to uplift the nation up to a higher standard. I start with myself first. I don't start with nobody else. I judge myself. I live in my highest self. And what I want for me, I want for the nation. But y'all got to be in return to give that to other individuals, that we all can come forth, hold hands, and move forward on the same frequency. And that frequency is simply L-Y-do-do, right? That's the true and purest love that you can recite, that's in the right frequency. And when we all say it, we all vibrate on the 432. Does that make sense for a lot of us?
I say.
Ashe.
Ashe,
Yes.
Ashe, Ashe.
I want to address the most beautiful woman that I ever seen on the screen. That's Mother Peacock. Your energy is so high and it's coming through your skin. You can see your aura.
Yep.
Whenever I see you, you just light up the whole room.
Thank you.
And that's the
Gratitude.
greatest compliment that I can give you. And me and you, we personally had a conversation together on before we had the graduation, and we sat down.
Yes.
In the lobby, and your spirit and your energy is very beautiful. And I just wanted to let you know that. I wanted to tell you that face to face while I can right now. And I want to give gratitude and honor and thanks to my sister Adriana, that I appreciate you and I thank you for putting together the programs to move this nation forward. And I see you. I see all of us in one light, in one direction, and may we all hold hands and move forward and let the true matriarch guide us, because she's the one that's been chosen for the mission and this task. So a lot of the times things will come through her, and she have to be able to be open to receive it in order for her to give it on to us. She's a true seer in this day and time. She has direct contact with our ancestors. We don't say those on no spaceship and all those other things. We are the ships. We are those individuals that we're looking for. Look in the mirror. You're the reflection of the God that you want to see, that's going to get you out of all the trouble that you're in.
Ashe.
And we touched on the God within each one of us, because that God speaks to you every time that you're about to do something wrong. Every time you're about to do something wrong, you have an inner voice to tap in and say, hey, you know you're about to mess up, right? And what do? We ignore it. And every time you ignore that voice, you always wind up on a wrong road. And as we say in the Arabic tone, Sirat al-Mustaqim, that is the straight, narrow path put before you that you're supposed to walk in, that your ancestors walked before you. So if you tap into your inner voice, your inner self, you will find that God is always going to send you to your higher space and your higher direction. That is you on another dimension talking to yourself. There's nothing spooky about it. Just accept it. And when your inner voice tells you to do something, do it, because it's the right thing to do. Ashe?
Ashe.
Ashe.
Gratitude.
Emperor, can I just ask, can you repeat that word you said about judge himself and spell it for me, please?
About the word for the day
Judge.
for the matriarch.
Oh.
The word for judge your own
Judge
self.
himself.
Oh,
Can you spell it?
She wants to spell it.
What do you want me to spell?
That word.
In Arabic? Is it Arabic?
The Arabic word that you said for judge.
Oh, it's just Malik Yalmadin. That just means just to be the judge of yourself. Malik, it comes from the word Malik, which is king. and you're deemed that you walk the straight, narrow path, that's just speaking about that. Don't judge anyone else, but that's how you pronounce it. Surat al-Mustaqim, that just means that you're going to judge yourself and you're not going to judge those that's around you. That's all it is.
Okay.
But I'll get I can get the spelling and then I can put it in the chat for you. But I just don't want to interrupt the flow. But definitely listen to the message that I'm giving you. It's more important to hear the message than to have a word, because a word is just that. But the action behind the word is what manifests everything that come forth. So your action is going to be that you're not going to do that word or the action of that word to other people. It's to judge other people, but judge yourself. That's the core of what the message is that I'm displaying to you. So when you receive that, that's more important than having a spelling of a word or knowing what a word is. But take that action that I put forth and make it manifest through your heart chakra. Because that's where you're supposed to operate from. You're supposed to operate through that heart chakra, which is 432, the right frequency.
In the words that you are
right. So
them,
when you put out that word
like that,
and you put out those vibrations, you can only get greatness from it. Hear me when I tell you that. When you put out the right vibrations, you can only get greatness from it. So when you speak or when you talk about greatness, when I say greatness is within all of us, that's the God in every individual person that's on this platform today. And if we all speak the same frequency, we're all going in the same direction. We're all going to be on that straight narrow path. So let's uplift one another and move forward. And when I get the spelling, I will put it in the chat for you so we can all move forward. But let us all open up our mics and say El Wadudu.
L-Y.
L-Y-D-D.
L-Y-D-D.
That's the frequency that we hold on to, and we circulate that amongst each other. And let it come from your heart. Let it come from your heart. Don't pretend and don't act. And if you don't feel it, don't say it. You got to feel it. You got to want it for everybody else. And let it vibrate throughout the frequency of the room and the nation, period. Because that's who we are. A lot of us are here to do our purpose work. Find what your purpose work is. Tap into that and get in your area where you're supposed to be. And help the nation and move forward and do it with an open heart. So when I do something for you, Mother Peacock, I don't want nothing back. Pay it forward to somebody else. I don't look for nothing else. When I give someone something, I don't look for nothing back.
That's called genuine, being genuine.
Being
genuine. Yeah.
Being genuine in your heart. That's what we all need to be. And this talk is needed because I'm a vessel right now being used to relay a message to all of you. Now, we all make mistakes. It's not how you fall, it's how you get up. Ain't nobody in here perfect. We all make mistakes, but allow that person to make the mistake so that they can learn from it. Don't try to control it for somebody else. Allow them to make the mistakes so that they can make their own corrections. And that's a part of not judging nobody else, but judge yourself first. Ashe?
Ashe.
Ashe.
Ashe. We always appreciate you.
I
I
say,
always appreciate your word.
Ashe.
No, I'm fine. I would definitely, while I'm on this, speaking to us as a nation, I will give the word for the day for the children. So if we can bring our children forth and bring them forward, I will give them the word for today, and then we can circulate that amongst each other while we're all on the live today.
If you could raise your hands if you have children so we can bring them forward.
Ain't he beautiful, y'all?
L.Y. do.
Yes, he do.
Absolutely. L.Y. do.
L.Y. do.
Ashe.
Ashe.
I only get that from my mother, which is the first God that I met when I came through her Stargate, and she held me in her arms. So I give honor to my mother, and I give honor to all the matriarchs that's here before me. All of y'all are beautiful. All you got to do is tap into your beauty. You tap into your holiness, you tap into your greatness. And when we say witchcraft, what you use today, that just simply means that when you recite any attribute, it could be peace, it could be love, it could be greatness. Any one of those words are what they call witchcraft. Witchcraft, listen to it. Witchcraft are you going to use today? They just say witchcraft and make it into something unbearably heard, and they want to use it for the wrong intentions. Witchcraft will you use today? Will you be peace? Will you be love? Will you be a great energy? Right? Whatever attribute that you want to use as positive, use it, because that's the attribute that you tap into. Y'all are beautiful. Everybody here is supposed to be here. Everybody here is supposed to be here. A lot of our downfall comes from, let me know when the children get here so we can tap them up on the screen. But a lot of our downfall come from, a lot of us had trauma in our youth that we never talked about. We never expressed it. A lot of us been molested, raped, touched by somebody else, right? And we hold these inside of us, and we don't have nowhere where we can express it and let it and release it out to the universe. When you're able to do that, then you become your higher self, because if you don't work on your lower self, you're still that 2-year-old child or that 5-year-old child that was disturbed. So it may be times where you just get mad at people for no reason and you don't know why you're doing it. That's because you didn't do the work on your inner self. Whatever it is that happened to you when you were young, you have to release it to move forward. That's the only way that you're going to be able to be healed entirely. You got to release it. And that's in your 12 steps. And some of you went through your 12 steps, some of you haven't. But be able to tap into that. Whatever happened to you when you were younger, be able to tap into that and release it. Because it's going to help a lot of you move forward. It's going to help you move and deal with not judging other people, but judging yourself and tapping into your higher self. Be the best version of yourself. Be. And I'm only speaking from my heart, my divine heart today. This has nothing to do with any religion. This is have to do with the chakra that I operate from. That's the heart chakra. What is the color of the heart chakra?
Green.
Green, right? Don't you feel a certain expression of yourself when you help somebody and you don't receive nothing back? Well, I get overjoyed when I do that. I love helping people. I'm here to help people love themselves again. That's what my purpose work is. I got to show y'all how to love each other again. That's why I introduced when I came into this class, L.Y. do. And now y'all know what that word means. Now that is a pure expression of your heart chakra. That's the pure love within inside y'all that you express. And when you help somebody else and you feel great and you feel that greatness within inside you, well, that's what I come back to give y'all. That's what I come back and share with amongst everybody that's here in this sun cycle that we're in. So be a part of that. Let's uplift one another when we're down. You never know what a person is going through on a day-to-day basis. But when you speak a kind word to someone, it helps them and motivates them to do the right thing and get back on that Surat al-Mustaqim, that straight narrow path that we all supposed to walk. A lot of us will walk off inversion from that straight narrow path sometime. But you got to catch yourself and get back on that path, the righteous path. We all make mistakes. All of us make mistakes. Nobody's perfect. So I share with each and every individual here today that I hope, I won't hope, but I know that I touched somebody today, that I touched a lot of individuals that didn't even deal with their higher self. They didn't even, tap into whatever trauma you have. Today, make that what you do today, make that the first thing that you do today is tap into whatever happened to you in your childhood and let it go today. Because it's going to make you a better version of yourself. Therefore, when you come into your higher self, you'll appreciate taking that 1,000-pound weight off your back and putting it down on the ground, because that's the weight that people carry today. That's that weight. So when I say take your backpack off, y'all know exactly what I mean when I say that. Take the backpack off your back.
Take the box.
Put it off your back. Release it. Some say, yeah, I got a monkey on my back. Y'all ever heard that statement? Does someone have a monkey on you? Get that monkey off your back. Because I had one on my back. Until I worked on myself, I was in my lower state. I wasn't thinking from my higher state. But right now, I could be used as a vessel to relay a message because I'm pure on heart. And the ancestors work through those who have a pure heart to relay messages. So that's my message today for everybody on here. Whatever trauma you dealt with in your childhood, release it today and be okay with it. If you don't have nobody to talk to release it, look in the mirror and say it to yourself. Talk to the God inside yourself and say, I release it to you and I release it onto the universe. Because a lot of us are embarrassed about what happened to us through our childhood. And some of us have expressed it to other people, whereas we did release it to the universe and we moved beyond it. Anytime you find a person with a hateful heart, a lot of the times they didn't do the work on themselves to release that energy. So let us all look in the mirror and say to ourselves that today is the last day we carry this backpack on our backs and release it to the universe. Ashe?
Ashe, Ashe.
Ashe, Ashe.
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 Ashe. L-Y-do-do.
L-Y-do-do.
Let's bring the children forward because I really need to speak with them because they're the greatest energies on this planet right now. When I speak of greatness and I see the children, that's who y'all all are. Y'all are the greatness. So all of our children, you need to say to yourself that I am great. I am the greatness that I'm looking for. I am the God that I am. All the children, say it to yourselves. I am greatness.
Unmute your mics.
Unmute your mics. For all of my children. Unmute your mics. All of the children. Bring all the children forward. Let us all stand around the children and protect them.
I am grateful.
No, you say this. I am greatness.
I am greatness.
That's who you are. And let no one take that from you. And always talk to yourself and you tell that to yourself every day that you wake up. Let no one tell you that you're not that. You are the greatness that you're looking for. You're the greatest thing that ever touched this planet, okay? And I want to speak to the parents that when you're dealing with your children, Don't cut off their creativity. Allow them to be creative and be who they are, because they are here to change the world. They're going to be the ones that change the world, not the grown-ups. So stop getting in the way of our children, because they're the greatest things that's walking the planet right now. They're going to be the ones that come up and change paying a power bill, because we're going to tap into that frequency of learning how to use energy in its purest form. All you need is magnets, copper, to create free energy. And one of y'all are going to be the constructors of that, to take us out of paying a bill, to use free energy, to develop water, fresh water, to become farmers, learning how to grow your own food. You are what? Say it. Who are you? I am greatness. Say it.
Greatness. I am greatness.
I am greatness. Say it.
I am greatness.
Say it.
I am greatness.
Say it and know that you are that. I love y'all with all of my heart. You bring tears to my eyes, and I love all of y'all. I love all of my children that's here. I know that y'all going to be the ones that's going to change this planet. So let us protect our children. When you're dealing with your children, don't cut them off. Allow them to express themselves. Take whatever talent they have and push it, elevate it, cultivate it. Make sure that they're vibrating on their highest level. And don't let nobody tell y'all that y'all not great. I'm telling you that you're great. And know it. Know it. Know that you are greatness. This is a message coming from the ancestors through me, because I'm being used as a vessel to tell y'all that y'all are greatness and that y'all will change the world. So to our 7 generations, I honor y'all. I honor y'all. I bow before y'all. Thank y'all for y'all greatness. I love y'all. This is the energy that we're supposed to love and share amongst each other. Let us not teach our children our bad ways that we had. Let us give them the positive energy and everything that elevates them to the highest level. Let us do that for them. Greatness is within y'all. Y'all are great. Never let nobody take that from y'all. Okay? Ashe? I need to hear my children speak to me.
Ashe. Alwadudu.
Alwadudu. That's the pure love. I love all of y'all. Be great and go in greatness and do great things. Change the world. Be who you are supposed to be. I love y'all. Ashe?
Ashe.
Okay.
Ashe.
Now that the energy is here, I would like to bring forth Tracy and Frida and Miss Patolo, please. If you could bring them to front and center, please.
Yes, ma'am. One second.
You put your coffee in.
Bridget, you and Christina, if y'all could find them and bring them to the front light, please. And everybody else go on mute, please. Thank you, children. Much love to you, much respect. You'll find no one harder working for all of you than us, the family here in this nation. Securing 7 generations. Now I want to bring Frida, and were you able to find Miss Patello?
No, ma'am.
Okay. We'll work on them. First of all, I'm bringing you publicly to restore you back to the nation. You don't have anywhere else to be. You have a right to the tree of life. And that how things were handled, I apologize to you both publicly. For my part, and what I could have done, but I didn't know to do. I know what I know how to do when I know how to do at the time I do it. And when I don't do things right, the one thing I would do is I would correct it. Whatever wrongs that are done within this nation, when things are not done in a manner in which reflect peace, the great law of peace is always in effect here under this nation. I have prided myself as empress of this nation that when there are issues in this nation, that I have dealt with them personally myself because of the way that I'm built. And everybody is not built the same. Everybody has their own way of dealing with things, whether it's right, wrong, or indifference. I'm not here to say or judge that part of it. What I am here to do is bring peace and take this cloud from over this nation about how you all were handled. And I'm here to correct that. And I don't care who's connected to me. I don't care who don't like me or who put me down for doing what I'm doing. I got to do what is right for the Spirit of God in me and this nation. This nation prides itself, and I have built this nation on love and peace. And I've been that from the time that I was sat in this sacerdotal seat for the nation to be the face of what this nation should be and be restored back to. And I want to publicly say to both of you and Miss Patello that it's my honor to restore you if you'll have us back, to put you wherever you need to be to flourish and keep walking in your divinities with no judgment. And I'm cleaning up the mess and the cloud that has been over this nation and over me. And I'm going to do what is right and just in doing so. So you are not only on this platform among us, but it is now recorded in the book publicly because this is running on StreamYard, Rumble, and YouTube today, so that people would know that you are restored. There has been no wrong because all wrongs are now, if there was any, there are none. But you have proved to me, without a shadow of a doubt, Tracy, that your identity was stolen. And you could not have been in your job and where you are in Boeing, and you have that kind of record presented to me. They don't allow it, and everybody has confirmed. And I have confirmed with your employer that you had a stolen identity and you couldn't have been that person that did those things that were presented to me. And had I taken the time to do my due diligence, then it would have been prevented for all that happened to you and Frida and Miss Patello. And we all misstep when we have our positions, although I'm held to the highest accountability when I misstep. But when people come into this nation, it is an opportunity for all people to get themselves together And I pride myself on that, because the first thing I know when people arrive here, that you don't have it all together. And so with that, because my program, the God within myself, will allow a person to be themselves and accept their flaws, their character defects, and they might not do it the way I do it, but in the way that you see to do it at the time is growth. And we all have had to grow, and including me, y'all. I've had to grow into my position as Empress because nobody gave me a roadmap to do this. No book, no blueprint, but I did come with the blueprint, and that blueprint was to keep the peace and love, and everything else will unfold as I do those two things. I could not go wrong, and they were my navigation tools that I used to be what I am to this today. And I did not get it right all the time, but I kept going because I forgave myself when I did not get it right. So who am I to say, if you didn't get it right, that you got to go and this and that? No, that doesn't reflect who I am, and it doesn't reflect who this nation is. So with that, my apologies to all three of you for not doing my due diligence before this got to where it got to. And I'm asking for forgiveness. And what's the word for forgiveness?
El Gafuru.
El Gafuru. El Gafuru is the word that I'm uttering out and muttering out of my mouth to my daughters, to be restored, their reputation cleaned up, and that they can be able to show their faces and be among us all. And everybody, welcome them back with open arms. And they sat at the table with us to eat and partake with this.
Gratitude.
Gratitude.
Love.
Welcome back.
Back. You all.
Do.
Much love to you all.
Love and respect.
Yeah, say, welcome front and
Light.
center.
Love you.
Welcome back.
Well,
My
all.
family.
Welcome back, ladies.
Show them a whole lot of love.
Love and light. Love and light.
I will
Love and light.
to you, Lord.
Want to do.
Love and light.
You're the
Love
How
and
I
best.
do
light.
this?
Back
That's
home.
what I like. You're the best.
Empress, I help you get through the 12 steps. I love you.
Miss Patolo is here.
Yes.
Mama.
Because a lot of you came through by way of the clan mothers. And they were the ones that held that over there down in the midst of turmoil when we first started kicking out. We had some turmoil and over there, just like any other house. Sometimes you fall out in the house. But our house business is our house business. But we don't throw people out of the house. I don't throw my daughters out of the house. This is the house that I built for my daughters and my sons and my mother and the generations of women that deserve the right to come and partake at the table that is being prepared. And I want to say truly, I love you all, and there is no wrong that you have done. And that the people that say they love you and that they say they have love, that they will see you in the light that you really are, and the embarrassment that happened to you, that it be cleared up and the air be cleared in this nation, because there's been a cloud over this nation ever since that happened. And I will personally speak with Jaguar to make sure that all charges and all things that have been written against you be taken away and dealt with through the sea of forgetfulness. And that your reputation be restored full force 100% today.
Can you please bring up the other ladies so that we can send the energy of love from all of us? I only see still standing. I don't know about the.
We
Oh,
can't pin, we can't pin her because she's got to turn her camera on.
She don't want to be seen, and could you blame her? Look at the hurt in them. I want you to see their faces. Those were not the faces that you saw when you first came here to this nation. And I will do everything in my power that I can, and with the help of Mother Peacock, and with the help of those who are willing to restore you all back to your credit, and that you come and please forgive us for what happened to you.
Mama, may I say something?
You may have the floor.
This is probably one of the toughest battles I've faced in many years, being in the military, being back in civilian life. It is one thing to do something and to know that you did it, and then you stand and you take, as what we used to say in the military, you take your punishment for it. You stand and you be an adult about it. Always been my place. But it's another thing when you are fighting something that you know that you did not do, and the hurt behind it, and you had to stand there and take it. And this was a test for me, because Spirit told me to sit down and be quiet. Before going through the 12 steps, that would have been me arguing, yelling, screaming, and things like that. But that was something I had to learn. And I had to sit down. And I had to get within myself. And I knew that I had made some changes because I was quiet. I was hurt, but I was quiet. And as time went on, I began to come to peace. The Spirit told me, he said, well, you know, you didn't do these things, so why are you arguing? Why do you feel the need to argue? That was a conversation I was having with myself. And I said, okay, I get it. I understand. And I said, you know, if this road has come to this point for me, I'm okay with it. And I focused on all the things that I learned and all the people that I met and the love that I felt, which is still standing right now to this day.
Thank you.
And I want everyone to know the energy that I have always put forth, that has always been me, that will never change. And I love you all. And I thank you for hearing Big Mama out. And I thank you for knowing that we all can change as we move forward. There is no love lost. And this journey for me is what I had to come to terms with. And I've learned from it, and I've grown from it, and I will continue to grow. But thank you. And I yield.
Thank you. Rita.
Yes, ma'am. My apologies for the delay. Yes, love and light to everybody. Love and light to all. I will say that this has been um, a journey, and this is a journey, and I feel like I've been in a spiritual warfare. And I think we all have had our spiritual warfares and been in a spiritual warfare. And it's hard to come out of a war or a battle without scars. Um, I, Mama, I greatly appreciate your apology, your courage, your love, your strength. Sending you lots of love. And to all of us, um, this has been we can take a valuable lesson from any and everything that we go through. So if you know anything about cooking in the kitchen, sometimes you got to make lemonade with the lemons that you got, right? So may we all just make lemonade with the lemons that was dealt to us. May we walk in love, peace, and harmony. And I'm a woman of few words, so I will say this lastly: may a harmonious life be upon us all at this moment and forevermore. Love and light.
Love and light.
Ashe, love and light.
What I can say to you too personally, let's put the Empress and the my position here in the nation to the side for a minute. All three of you have impacted my life in such a way in my personal life with Carlos and I, Osiris and I. And I think about all the good seeds that you did plant and that made an impact on my life. Y'all think that I made an impact on your life, but you all have made an impact on my life that goes beyond words. And to not have you in my life has been it's like a void. And I've been hurt by what happened. And what I do vow to you both, you three, and the nation is this. From now on, I will handle all problems in this nation because it is my house that I should do that and establish order and how a thing is handled and the order in which things are handled within this nation, it will come from the top down. And I am the top. And I made mistakes in this. And I can own my mistake in it. And the mistake was that I didn't handle the house. And I needed to handle the house. And that I should have done my due diligence and allow you all the opportunity to defend yourselves with what was presented. And I did not do that. And that's the part that I am apologizing for, because that's the part that I did or did not play in this whole thing, that I did not take into consideration to have you all to be able to defend yourselves and make a determination based on love and peace and forgiveness, if that had been the case. But since it wasn't the case, it brought more harm. And when you don't handle your house and keep your house in orders, and I'm talking to everybody at this point now, handling your business and keeping your house in order is your responsibility. And when you don't handle your responsibility, your house will be handled in any way that it see fits to be handled. And it would be your fault, not no one else's, that you didn't handle the house correctly. So because I didn't handle the house correctly, then I have to bear what happened. And I will not ever allow myself not to handle the house again the way it's supposed to be, because after all, I know how to keep peace and handle the business at hand. And if something of that nature had needed to be handled, I would have handled it quietly. It wouldn't have been a cloud over this nation. And you all would have still, you would have had your butt kind of spanked if it was needed. But you would have still been in the house unscathed with a little spanking if you needed it. And so with that, Big Mama now is back speaking to you both, all three, that it shall not ever happen again, because I built this house based on truth and spirit and love, and best of all, peace. And I will keep that, and I vow to never allow that to leave this house again. So with that, please forgive me.
All is forgiven, Imperial Mother. Greetings to everyone that is on the call, internally and externally. In spirit I come, in greatness. In spirit I walk in truth. As my two sisters have said, this has been an experience, one that is duly noted for me personally.
Yeah.
It has been an experience, spiritual wise, walking in integrity. It has been an experience within the 3D, keeping my mouth closed, watching my words, making sure that the test that is present and presented for me, that I walk with it. And as I step in it and step around it and step through it and step over it and step out of it, that is in my greatest and highest intentions to bring about the truth for myself and for years to come, when this is to be communicated again in some form or fashion. And it's not easy getting up in front of people and apologizing for taking responsibility for the things that we do personally. As we gather as a community, as we gather to be a presentation of what a nation and people of us have been through, are in, and to go through. I appreciate, I love, and I am grateful for the experience that I have had within the nation and the people and the lives that I have touched and that have touched mine. My ancestors, they walk with me. And that has been my go-to, my lean on, and the question as to why I was even in it. But the experience that I have had has gathered me spiritual coins within my spiritual bank account, because I chose to be responsible for the spawning of eggs that I lay during this time that this has happened and continue to happen. So I walked in love, with love, by love, because of love, for love within this situation. And character is something that I'm very big on due to how I grew up as a child. So that's presented, and that's what I watch with people, places, and things. Because there's all characters within everything that has a vibration to it. And I put them in the file that they belong in. And I continue to walk and do my work. Because I have to get along with everyone. And then there's ways that I choose to be involved and communicate with people. And that's something that's very special for me. Because I don't involve everyone and I don't communicate with everyone. And it's not that I don't like people, it's that the character that presents itself. And I have to weigh it out. As we are in Libra season, that's what's going on right now. The weighing of the scales. Where do I stand on this scale? As I stand here, am I the gauge that moves left and right? And in my God seat, as I have learned in the 12 steps of personal sovereignty, I stand non-biased and I take accountability and responsibility for the things that I have done, things that have been done to me. I give that to the Most High because I don't know where people are when certain things are happening and when they're going through with it. But for me, in my God seat, I have to make sure that I am walking in spiritual integrity. I got a big responsibility. And this was just part of continuing to growing and knowing the love of myself. And as I do that, I am able to treat and communicate and give the love that is needed in the moment and in that time. But I also got a cold cutoff game because of what has happened in past lives, present. But in this moment in time, I'm grateful to be here and to receive this apology with everyone and all that is on the call. Because this is love.
Yes.
Its finest and rarest form that we are here communicating with each other. And all is restored. And I love you, Mama Empress.
You.
I love you. I love you. I love you. And
We
I
love
love
you,
all
Mama.
that is on the call.
We
And I
love y'all.
yield. So it
And
is.
we are
Love
still
you
standing. We
all.
are still standing.
Love you, love you, love
Ashe.
you.
L-Y do do.
Love.
L-Y do do.
Much
Oh, why
love
do
to
you
all of
do?
you.
I say.
Ashe.
L-Y do
Do.
do.
Solo.
To you three.
L-Y do do.
Yes, Ashe, Ashe, peace and wonders.
I
I
miss
love
it.
all of you.
We love you. We love you. We love
Bertello.
What is the saying? They say God gives the toughest battles to the strongest.
Exactly.
Hey, we're
And
still
love is
standing.
tested. Love is tested.
Ashe, I love y'all. I missed y'all. And to
I just
those
see
that
the
have
restoration
stood,
is happening. Yes, I see it. I see it. I feel it. It's the release is the cloud is gone.
And so be it.
And so
And
be
so
it.
be it.
Ashe.
Ashe.
Yeah.
Now go to your room and clean your
Ma'am.
room.
Yes, ma'am.
Ashe.
So be it.
And wait for the instructions. They are restored back to the nation. And they will choose wherever they want to do their ministry. We got to get them ready and get their station wagons ready too, so that we can move forward, move beyond, and let's all ride together, right? All right. In the stereo of love, I declare, let us, for 1 minute, I know that we're going to be closing shortly, but Mother Wright, can I have just maybe about 30 minutes so that I can finish up what I have to say about the nation and the in this room that we are so now getting ready to adore with the spirit of love and forgiveness. This room has got a theme now. This room, this house, in this house that has been built is going to be the theme in this room is forgiveness.
Majestic Imperial Mother, Empress Revered.
Yes, ma'am.
Ninja, you have the time. The time was yielded to you when you asked me and told me what you want to do. This is your day. You
Yes,
cleaning
ma'am.
the house. You are blissfully anointing the house.
Yes.
You have made our hearts and our eyes flow. We are weeping in our hearts. We are weeping in our eyes. We, because of love in our heart, chakra, and our brain chakra anointed us to work together to forgive. And if your conscience don't convict you, nor will I. The words of God come forth for you to be able to forgive so you can be blissfully uh, flowing for what you need for this house. Nothing can be done when there are clouds, but when the rain flow to bring the flowers and everything and do, we have to have the watering in order to grow. Now the clouds has been lifted and the sunshine come in, and now things will flow. Is say if you do the seed planting of the seed, as you say, the women are is the ground, and the what God do the watering and the increase. Now increase, increase, increase is coming forth. We all err. We all do, like we say, we are flesh. We are born in sin and shaped in iniquity. We flesh, but the flesh also sin less every day. Once you know better, you do better. If you need to correct something and you don't correct something, then you are responsible. But who house is it? It's Empress house. You was given the foundation. You have the house that you are called to do it. But we are your helpers. We are right here trying to make sure whatever you need, because you can't do it by yourself.
No,
But
okay.
but you need to correct me and everybody else in your house. Mama make you clean up on Saturdays and sometimes during the week. But it's up to us to make sure we do what Mama tell us. Because it's Mama's house. My mom used to have those little whatnots or those little things all over the table, and she can tell when one is missing and one is broke. What did it say that they would leave the 99 and go find that one sheep? She know that one of her little whatnots, like a sheep, was missing. So what you did, you felt the missing of your 3 sheeps. And what you did with your staff, you brought them back home. Now, what they do with when you bring them back home is on them, but you have caused them to know Mama loves them and Mama care for them, but Mama also still care for the rest of us that's still here and love all of us that's still here that we did not been sent out the pasture, but now you brought them back to the pasture and you brought them back home into this house. But the ones that's here, they are still here and you love them too. Nobody here you don't love. And when we get our spanking and go get time out, we weep and it hurts. But guess what? Mama kissed those wounds. And you have all the time in the world. It's your time, it's your day for you to blissfully give us the word, what you have been downloaded to give. Ashe, I yield.
Thank you very much. Now, what I was going to do was, and I want everybody to now come into the house. We're all in this big room now. We got to finish the adorning of the house. And as Mama have been to every room and have set the tone, cleaned it up, put the incense in. Each room has the spirit of mother in it, God, the spirit of love, and you know, a child know when they're in a house of peace and love. I know there were moments when I felt that they were short-lived, but the times when I felt it, it felt good, and I wanted to hold on because the house was filled with love and peace. It wasn't that way all the time. It was like when you're in the desert and the wind would blow and you catch that drift and you enjoy it and then it's gone again. Well, it's not going to be that way here. This house is always going to be filled with milk and honey for her sons and her daughters to come home and be at home and be at rest and at peace, because every mother walked the floor at night while their children are resting, trying to figure out what's the next move. In a clean house with food in the refrigerator, the children are clean and they're happy, and they might not had nothing but a toy or two, but they were happy because Mama was filled with love, and they could tell that Mom was all right. Because I could feel when my mother, or the one who raised me, wasn't okay because of the cares of the world. They bring them home, and a lot of times it shuts them off from the children, and they take it out on the children. A lot of times our children have been left alone because we had to leave them and go and take care and handle business. And sometimes leaving our children alone have not been the best avenue for us to do, but we had to do what we had to do in this system that I'm getting ready to talk about, because like every other night, last night when I told you we erased what was in the house of the couple, the married couple. So now we're getting ready to Osiris and myself, we are getting ready to kick off and now walk in our ministry in order under this nation to then help with the construction and reconstruction of the nation as one and the same, in one spirit, one love, one truth. That is what walking in love and walking as one is. It's not joining somebody because we done got married or nothing. We're joined together as one to do the work of Osiris and Isis. Isis and Osiris, since she was first. In other words, I lead to express our deepest spirit of love for this nation, to rebuild it on the foundation of love and forgiveness and peace. But most of all, that great law of peace, which we're going to be kicking off with the clan mothers. I'm going to kick that one off because I have kept the peace and I have done these things that I'm supposed to do according to the great law of peace. You can't teach peace if you can't keep it. And if you ain't kept peace, you can't sit in the seat of peace and exalt it, because it will not stand if you're not having the spirit of peace and love. It has to be already in you. And it's in me because I demonstrated even in the hardest times of my life, like you all, it was the hardest time of my life too. But we made it back full circle. And that is resilience. And that's what God does. God keeps peace. God is love. And I'm going to tell you, you exercise the language of God and the God in you. And the language of God is what? Silence. I taught you well. and giving it to you. It's my pleasure and my joy to see you exercise it. And you did just that. And because all of you all did that, that's why your restoration is just, and you are just where you're standing at. Now, y'all can unmute y'all mics so that I can move to the next
Hey,
one.
Mama.
I do do.
Happy day. So happy day.
Speech was beautiful.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Gratitude,
Gratitude.
love, and
Ashay,
light.
L-Y-D-D.
L-Y-do-do.
Ashay, L-Y-D-D.
L-Y-do-do.
Gratitude.
L-Y-do-do.
L-Y-D-D.
L-Y-do-do. L-Y-do-do. L-Y-do.
L-Y-D-D.
L-Y-do. L-Y-do.
L-Y-D-D.
L-Y-do.
Where the babies at?
L-Y-do. L-Y-do-do.
The
L-Y-do.
babies' voices.
Gratitude.
Okay. Now that the tone is set and the house is in order, yep, I gotta find it. Find my button. There it is. The house is clean and everything is in order now. There is no failure in God and God ways. God ways reign in our lives forevermore. Because we are God, and because we are God, we know it will reign. Now that the house is set, we got to go get some ice cream. And we're going to do it in the big station wagon. Now that the house is clean, we're going to everybody get in the car and we're going to turn on the stereo. And y'all know what the stereo of love is. So let's all now bring it to our minds in one heart and one mind that we all in the station wagon, and I'm driving with the Gangsterling, with all her sons and daughters are in the car with Daddy Osiris, and here we are. We're in the station wagon, and we doing this. Come on, daughter and son.
We do not own the copyrights to this music played for entertainment purposes only.
Come on, y'all. We done clean up the house. The house is filled up with love.
Every note is falling soft like
feel that breeze of love.
Yeah.
Your touch repeats, I hear it call my name. Echoed in the rhythm, carried on the flow. Every heartbeat sings in stereo. Close your eyes, let the sound surround. Every whisper lifting off the ground. In every channel, your spirit grows. I'm alive where the music.
Come on, we rolling, y'all.
Love in stereo, it's playing everywhere.
We in the station wagon.
Around my soul, floating through.
I'm leaning.
Air. Love in stereo, ooh, it never fades away. Forever two voices.
Ride with me, children.
One
come on, sons and daughters. Lean a little bit.
Color shining, moving inside.
feels so good, right, with my family.
Your harmony is all I'll ever know. Wrap forever in this stereo.
Oh, we leaning, y'all.
Highs and lows, the melodies divine. Your soul's the treble, your heart's the bass line. Together we're the song the heavens chose. Eternal in the way the music flows. Love in stereo, ooh, it's playing everywhere. Around my soul, floating through the air. Love in stereo, ooh, it never fades away. Forever two voices, one song to stay. Love in stereo. Stereo. Hear it now. Left and right, night and day. Love in stereo. Forever we'll play.
I tell you, if life was fair for, if I was to get what I deserve for all the dirt that I've done in my life, prior before coming to myself and prior before coming into the 12 steps, I would not be standing here today according to man. Did y'all hear what I said? According to man's systems, which we getting ready to address, the system in which we have, which have shaped our households, incorrectly have put us in positions that we did not want to be in our lives. Women have had to sell their bodies to keep food on the table, keep some lights on in their houses, do some things that they did not want to do in order to survive that system that we are now coming out of. Women, hold your head up, because you were the warriors, the real wounded wounds. You were the ones that were wounded in the era of the war of a kind of woman. Did y'all hear what I said? Y'all better have caught that, because they are a kind of woman. They're not a kind of man. And that waged war against the woman, because when the war happened, it happened in the gender war. And a kind of woman created this hell that we have been living in. Oh, y'all ain't never heard it told from that way. Oh, the ship came by and gave me the word to tell you today. And I want to confirm so that nobody won't say I'm standing here being crazy. When I talk about that ship came to this house last night after I got off to give me the rest of the message in Morse code that was beaming down last night, telling me and giving me all the signals and all that's just coming out of me today. From Frida to Miss Patolo to Tracy, and the mirror and looking at my errors and how to correct all of it so that they could finish me and the task at hand that I'm here to do on this earth. And here this man sit beside me, Osiris. I woke him up and I told him, look out the window. And so he's going to confirm that what's coming out of me today, that he saw them signaling all that and what I needed to know to finish up my journey in every room in the house. And without further ado, before I move on, he's going to tell you what he saw last night. Because after all, when I started speaking with you ladies and you men, folks, he wasn't in the room when I said what I said to you. So therefore, I'm going to give him an opportunity to affirm your empress what I'm getting ready to share out the rest of what was told to me to tell you.
I won't be long with it. It'll be something brief, but the ancestors are most of them have returned and most of them are here. But a lot of the times you are the reflection of what you are looking for. And I can attest to what we saw last night. And if you're open as a vessel in order for a message to be relayed, they will use you to convey a message on to you. And she is a seer, and she's definitely connected to the ancestors to relay messages on to you because she was chosen for this particular time and day to relay messages from the ancestors to all of us. So, like I said before, if you're opened as a vessel, they will use any of us that's on this screen now and come through you and relay a message for somebody else to receive. So if you can put yourself in the state of your higher self, you will be used to relay any type of message to someone else because you never know what a person is going through on a day-to-day basis. And with that, I yield.
Most of you all have been with me long enough and I've been, as they call it, on public display. And the one thing that I have prided myself about is surviving my past mistakes. And we all as mothers have made error in judgment, in raising our children, in relationships with our consorts, our partners, or what have you. And we have survived those things that I would say that wasn't mistakes, they were experiences. And that's the way I want you to see yourself as you've had experiences on your journey that tripped you up into a place that you didn't mean for your car to go. But because we fell down below the flesh and let the flesh take over the wheel. And that's where the ego and your character defects take over. And it runs and help run and fuel this system as you see it on this board here. And I trust that everyone can see it. And I would like for someone to, let me see, where is she at? Mother Peacock.
I'm here.
Oh, okay, I'm looking for you. Hold on. If you could raise your hand for me.
Here I am. Right here.
Okay.
She's spotlighted.
Okay, perfect. And I'm leaving and leave Frida and Miss Bartolo and Tracy in the spotlight too. Because this is fueling what I have to say today. When we look at what we have come out of, and I am speaking come out of, I didn't say coming out, because when you put ing on something, that puts you in a state of waiting for something that's already happened. And you don't have to be worried about these things anymore, because the only way they exist at this point in all or any of our lives is through the mindset. That the residue from this atrocity lives still within your spirit. And how do we address what we have been in? And it's like being in a room with you're looking to go get your children, you're hollering, you call. How many remember you're down 10 blocks and mama told you not to go, but 2? Because I need to be able to you to hear me when I call you. And you found yourself either willingly or just wandered on past where she told you not to go beyond. And when time for her to call you, you ain't where you supposed to be, where you can hear her calling you. And she calling and calling. And finally, after so many minutes or maybe an hour, now where is Tracy? Frida, where are you? I'm looking for you. Miss Patolo, where are you? I'm looking for you. Didn't I tell you not to go no further than that, because I was going to be calling you in a little while? And I said, stand still, just sit right there and let mama work things out for you. And mama working diligently trying to figure out how to get peace back in the house again. And I'm hollering and screaming and crying for my daughters. And where are they? And I want to use this as a metaphor, because when this right here, now I'm talking about unforgiveness, judgment, and so forth creeps into the equation of this system here, because it's all a part of it. That's not our system, and this is not our ways at all as God's. Self-righteousness is a humdinger. Self-righteous. Unaccepting of others. All this is in the 12 steps to sovereignty. And I would suggest that if you have gone through the 12 steps and you still exercising this, then I'm going to say you need to go back through it again. Uncaring. And all that is character defects unchecked. And I know most of you all who are on here that have gone through the 12 steps to sovereignty have did your 6th and your 7th, and your 8th step deals with these kind of situations. And this is putting the body in check, the flesh in check, and where the ego also is prevalent in this current situation over there. And if we don't check ourselves in our character defects, in the 10th step, because by the time you get the 10th step, y'all please, 10th step, because I said 1 and 10. 1 and 10 signifies 110%. That's what that code word means, 1 and 10. 110 is the code word for step 1 and step 10. Step 1 talks about surrendering, trying to control people, places, and situations. And when you don't adhere to this principle in step 1, then all this other stuff is off the table now. 1 and 10 helps you to do a quick check of your system. You know where you systems check. You have to learn how to check your system. And the 12 steps helps you to do that. It's the blueprint to navigating yourself and navigating your house and navigating and governing your God seat. You rule from up high, and all of this is Lord nature stuff. But hang with me for a minute. We admitted that we were powerless over people, places, and situations. And when we tried to control them, our lives became unmanageable. The household became crazy. It began to be spiral out of control, and your house is dirty now. It's got some stinking stuff in it. The toilet need to be cleaned. The dishes need to be washed. You got funky underwear and stinking feet, and you're bringing all kind of residue and trash in your life because you trying to not work step 1. Step 10 has to do with when these things come up during the day, gives you an opportunity to examine yourself on a daily basis. That you can't let your dirty laundry pile up in the house because it will start stinking in the house. Can I get an amen?
Ashe.
Ashe.
Amen.
Ashe, mama.
So when you don't look at yourself in step 10 and do your own personal inventory, that is your self-judgment. And you're judging yourself from your God seat because God will not lie to you and it will not lie to your flesh. It sets your house in order. Your internal house is what I'm talking about right now. Because when your internal house is okay and it's straight, then everything that flows out of the house can't be nothing but goodness into the physical house that the body is resided in. And it will then cause you in step 10, will cause you to look at what you have done for that day. And it affords you, if you have caused injury to someone, to clean it up within, I give myself 24 hours, no more than 72, 3 days to reconcile and to clean up your street if you have the ability to tell yourself the truth about your transgressions. Your transgressions. And that's what step 10 is about. Looking. And if it calls for you to go back to step, I think 6 and 7, don't quote me, but I believe that's where it is. And cleaning up that wreckage or that mess that's stinking up your household in the inside of you. Now, some people used to stinking households they live. I know it ain't none of y'all on here, but you've gone to houses of folks that wasn't quite clean. And you're not judging them, but you're observing of these things. And observing of these things we must do to observe our household. Mind our own household means to mind your internal house and keep your internal house in order, because that's a house that's not made by man. Because man's house is built on a house of cards. You can do things in those houses because he has access to your external house, but he doesn't have access to your internal house once you realize he in the house and you got to kick him out. Can I get an amen on that?
Ashe.
And likewise to you men. So now you will understand it in the nature of you too. You don't need a woman for just cleaning up your house as you serve you and do all the laundry that you saw, because you two got to have your house in order, and it ain't her responsibility to get your house in order, but it is her responsibility to help you keep it straight and you work on it together instead of you sitting back watching her do it for you. And most of you men have got that mentality. I want you to change that mentality. She is your helpmate, as they say, to help you. She really don't need you to be Lord over her. Because that's a old system, look, God mentality that is being given to you men as to see us as a servant to you. And I get so outdone when I'm out and about and a woman carrying the baby, the diaper bag, and he got a cell phone in his hand and not helping his woman with the child while she shop and get the groceries or whatever the outing is, that she bears the responsibility of getting the baby ready, doing this, doing that, getting everybody's household together. And we have done it. Not knowing that there's a different way to do things in the divine order in which a household runs as a whole with a family unit. But most of the time, and what has happened in this system here is that we have been used for our energy to create the reality for the man that didn't serve us none at all. And we got very little out of it. And so when you start to examine your house and get your house in order, both man and woman and child, these character defects don't rule your house. Because if it ruled your house, it's going to tear it down. Or it's going to be in a perpetual state of chaos. And when you come back home, all your windows broke out, and you got all these dirty laundry, and you got all these nasty mattresses and all the funky stuff smell in the house because everybody done been all up in your house. And I don't know about some of you ladies, but I've seen some women houses that men run in and out of like water. Shut your house down and regroup. And if you can't regroup, then move to another house so that you can hold your head up and so that you can move beyond your past. And it's okay for the journey because now you will trust the hope that you have learned your lesson. So when you go to the next house, you won't repeat the same thing over again. And when you do happen to maybe veer off while you on your journey, and it might have been a while, but these character defects creep back up because you have not did your spiritual maintenance on yourself to keep that in check. Keep that in mind. When your character defects creep back up into your house, you must clean up the mess that it has caused in your internal house, which is a typhoon. Forget hurricane. I'm talking about a typhoon. Have hit the house because your character defects have gone unchecked. And you have the ability to clean up what the typhoon has tore up in your internal house by doing step 6, 7, and 8. If not 6, 7, and 8, at least 7 and 8. Because amends is in order. Amends for the part that people play in their ego-driven self that cannot see the errors of their ways. I'm not talking to them. But I'm talking about if people have the ability to examine their whole situation and see their part in it. Have I taught you that in your 4th and your 5th step? Have I? Have I, Mother Peacock, done that in the 12 steps?
Yes.
It's shown you all in your 4th and 5th step, in you looking at yourself and looking at others or the situation that you see your part in it. And be honest about it. And if you played a part or you didn't do something quite right in your part in it, you got to clean your part up. And that's what happened today. But this system will not allow you to do that because this system right here has been ran off of ego. And by the way, the acronym for ego is easing God out of the equation. And when you ease God out of the equation of your internal house, you can go to other people's house and tear their houses down too. And you can't do that and sit with yourself and think it's okay to do such thing and not clean it up. So the cleanup, the house cleaning had to happen today because the house was stinking and reeking over the spirit of the ego. And not working step 1 and 10 will do just that and bring all this mess back into the house. The mud, the stinking dog mess, and everything else that could be imaginable when you're talking about a dirty house. But we're talking about a house that cannot stand on falsehood. God is real, and a living God understands the royalty of his house, and that it will not allow dirt to enter into the house because God is present. And when God is present, all is well. All is in order, and it will be order because God rules from up high and looks low, sees no fault, and in all ways forgiving mode at all times. It sees the best in all that there is, even in the midst of its funkiness, that God sees beyond that and sees the greatness of it from the internal being. And that's how we have to govern ourselves. And so when you recognize that we have been producing generations of folks to house this system and to cause this house to run, and because we've been in this house, we've been in the wrong house. And it's absence of God, the right God. And you fell below Lord God that created a God for you to worship as a corporate entity that was created for you. So we all have been in what we talk about assimilation of what we thought life was about and that we was living our best lives. But I caution you to look at it again and see if that still holds true from your God seat. Now that you know your God seat and you're sitting in it, now you can see it for what it really is. You can see this whole thing. And why I am speaking about the producing of the 7 generations, we can't produce the 7 generations in this house right here. It's not going to work, and it's not going to serve any houses, the little houses, the apartments that are running around here. We call the children the apartments because they're not ready for their house yet, because mama got to help them get ready for their house. And whatever house that you raise and how your children are raised, the environment in which your children are raised, that's the house they're going to have. So if you run a house based on ego, self-righteousness, unacceptance, judgment, unforgiveness, and all the things of the Lord cross have afforded us in this lifetime, we have been imbalanced, under imbalanced cross. By the way, let me draw it right here. We've been driven by the phallic of a kind of woman. That was a reflection of you and running on masculine energy. That's what we dealt with, y'all. Ain't that right, Bridget?
I say, Mama.
So when you ran by a kind of woman that looked like you and a reflection of you built the house in which all of us was in, that put us in the detriment that we in based on a kind of woman, not a kind of man. So this Lord God that's lesser than you because you are a living God, this Lord God kind of woman created this. And I don't know if y'all remember when I first started and I read about Tiamat, and I vaguely said it, but I did not expound on it, that Tiamat's daughter created the man out of her image and called them man. That's why I say that we dealing with a kind of woman and not a kind of man. Because all species start out female. And then something happens where the gene decides to swing and take out one of the legs on the X. So now you got an XY as opposed to an XX. Oh, I'm coming down some streets today. So when Malcolm X, he knew the secret. Martin Luther King knew the secret. And all the men that we think were great, and they were, I think, I don't know, knew the secret of the woman. Because after all, if you are quote unquote Master Mason, still with the apron on, right? And the apron with the G is I'm going to hold a secret that I know that I'm a kind of woman. Oh, why should that be a secret from the woman who created you? And that is no disrespect to the men, folks. But if you gonna get your thinking straightened out about yourself, you better know the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me as God tell it. Because we got to straighten out the house all the way.
No man can be a master mason.
Okay, well, please expound on that.
What I said is that no man can be a master mason. Not one. Because no man can produce a whole body without hammer or nail. Only the matriarchs can do that. So no man should be calling himself a master mason. Sit down somewhere.
So now that he said that, so let me tell you why the spirit of that is now in order. If he is a kind of woman, and he is a kind of God beneath her and not on top of her, other than from force that was put upon her that caused her to catch amnesia and fall, and the illusion that was created our hell as gods. If he is a little g, little o, and a little d, he can create based on his 33-degree vertebrae at the under the seat of God, as he would be in nature, in the order of things. He has a power to create another God. Which was the corporate God, which that's a house that he bought us in, or she bought us in, or the kind of woman bought us in. And that's why we were in there thinking that we was in the right house, when all the time we've been in the wrong house all the time. Oh, y'all better hear me. When you look at God and what his God is, or what her God is, the kind of woman's God is gold, oil, and diamonds all alike. And that's what the corporate God, corporate greed is about. Gold, oil, and diamond. And they're interested in the gold and oil and diamond that lies within the God that has all things. All treasury lies within the God. And so he went in and he tried to rob God's house of God's wealth and its substance. But he didn't have to do it, or she didn't have to do it, or this system didn't have to do it, because they trained us to do it to ourselves, because they know we had the power and the energy to do such thing. So when you understand that the preachers, the judges, the ministers of the churches, the kings, the queens, the license, the courts, the educational system, the entertainment system, the platforms, the pastors, the bishops, the bar Jesus, the barristers, the attorneys, the corporations, the temples, the baptisms, the lords, the bar Jesus, the devils, the Satans, and all of the other that I didn't mention, the government, that's the biggest one. governments made our house out of order. Did y'all hear me? And because our house, it was out of order, we've been out of order. And I'm here to help you set your houses in order so that you can see the house that you have transitioned out of is no more. And if you would, when it's time, erase the board. Not yet. Because I have to give them and show them the replicate of what they came out of so they can see it clearly, what the system looks like that they've been in, because I wanted to finish the story in regards to I'm looking for my babies, I'm looking for my daughters. And I go into a cave and I hear them hollering because I'm hollering for them and they're not answering me. And they being God, waiting on the mama to come and find them to bring them back. And I'm hollering for them and I start getting the station wagon and I go to retrieve them and I'm looking and a whole bunch of people around the cave. But nobody couldn't go in the cave and go get my sons and my daughters out of the cave because they wouldn't their mother. And they're not gonna go to no strangers. So mama goes and get the children and find them in a cave. And she didn't know what she was going to be against or what was going to be in there. And it didn't matter because any mother that want their child, they going to go get them and they ain't going to care about what's in it. They going to go get their babies and they're going to bring them back home. And they're going to make sure that they're safe. And they're not going to stop looking for them until they find them. And then when I got in that cave, and I'm talking about this system here, y'all. Walk with me, walk with me. And I go in there and I'm against this right here. And what this looks like is one of them great big old fat big snakes up in that doggone cave when I get there. And it got my babies all bound up around them, restrict them, a boar, a python. I'm talking about a python that's bigger than my house. And I'm looking and they got my babies and daring me to walk up and try to get them. And I'm standing there trying to figure out what I'm gonna do. I can't watch my babies just stay in the cave and eat my babies. So the God rise up in myself. And the strength of myself, the strength that comes from the power of being God, will slay that big old snake and get my babies and snatch them and take them back home. And that's the Kundalini energy that I've been showing you all that goes in our bodies. And I showed you the many systems that we have in relations to our power as gods. So my power, slave, because when I took the flat, I had a candle. And I'm looking in the cave and my candle light is not quite bright enough. But you know what? My love is my flashlight. That big light, you know, when they rescuing children out of a well or rescuing them. My light is my love. That's that bright light that they see. And when my bright light come in a room, it exposes everything. And now I can see through the eyes of love. And love will carefully tell me how to free them and how to bring them back unscathed. And I see what I'm dealing with. And when that big old python snake done wrapped his whole body around my children, and I see his big red eyes up in there, the love of me and the strength from the love caused me to slay that python snake and free my babies and restore them back home, put them in the station wagon and bring them back home and clean them up and set them down. And I can't spank them because I told you not to go down there. I done taught you better about certain things. And if you don't listen, and sometimes folks will snatch your children without you having any say so in the matter. And that is what we're talking about. They snatching our babies, and we are being driven sometimes within the system. We have acquired, or our character has been defected and defunct back into this right here. And so therefore, this right here sometimes rear up its head and then activate this all over again inside of us. And because that happens, we got to get rid of all of that because of that system doing that to us. Now, like the okay, there we go. I don't know what I can do to put this in a chat, but I'm gonna send it over to you and Bridget and Christina for disbursement. So those who ever want it, they can have it. So that they can see themselves and see what has been going on in the world. Because this is the world system. This is not yours. You rule over it. And the reason why it's been so successful is because it's been hidden behind the back office. It has been programmed in us. In order for it to run, it needed our energy to do it. And this, what you're looking at here, is where we've been. Between here, here, and that's as far as we've been able to get, because the rest of this on top of this rule all of that under you. They can't go no higher than this level here. And as I've shown you the Vatican and how and who they worship, right? And those of you all don't know what I'm talking about, you need to go get the videos and watch them. And that would explain why I say what I say. Because I'm not going back over there And after the day, I'm not coming back here. And so I'm going to leave this for those who ain't came yet. They'll have it, so they'll see it on the video when it reaches their vision. And they'll be able to have it, because we're going to be long gone from here when folks arrive that hadn't got here yet. And that's why we need to keep the light on as what? Motel 8? Is it Super 8 Motel? I ain't been in a while. Is it Motel?
Just keep your light
Super
on.
8? What I say, keep the light on. We'll keep the light on for you.
Motel 6.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Motel 6. And so when they come, they will understand these things, because they'll still hear my voice of explaining it to them. And all of these levels right here, this is where they brought you down to. Distractions and people ruling. These corporations that this little God created is on this same thing, what you're looking at right here. And you need to know these are systems put in place to control you and to keep you from understanding who you are as a God, because they have blocked you and trained your brain to block you from your divinity and your God seed. And that you see, it's a lot here. But I want you to understand, it's called the matrix on this level right here. And these people from here down rule it all down below these levels. So there's levels of systems that are in place, particularly with the secret society, which I always talk about, the Masons, because they are the ones who took over commerce and flipped that thing. Because when you take over commerce and you take over trade agreements, they're trading you, the woman, and her credits in the trading system that they created these corporations to take from us as gods, our credits. Women, take your rightful place, because your place ain't down here, you're above there. Don't attach yourself to something that don't belong to you. You are seeing with your very eyes what you coming out of and what's been around you in the fullest way that you can see it. It is right here, and this is the system. They put you here as an Eastern Star. Okay? Can you elaborate? Because you laughing. I want to give you an opportunity.
No, they've just been stealing the energy all this time of the Eastern Stars, the true matriarchs, and using it to capitalize off of it.
Now, you got Eastern Stars in this G symbol that ain't yours, by the way. Yours is gold with a compass, and yours is free and accepted. What is it? Free and acceptance in the order, right? And that word order alone is dangerous. Because you could leave it all hanging out there to cause some detriment to your life if you don't put divine in front of it. Divine order of a thing and how a thing moves, how energy moves through you. This is an energy grid that was set up for you to power it, to give it the energy that it needs to run. And this is what you've been being used for all this time and our children. So you'll not never know who was handling you and taking your energy and where your energy went. They owe us. And we owe it to ourselves to stop giving it our energy because it's ours. So when you recognize that this system was called, look at the foundation. Look at the foundation of it. This foundation says this is the matrix. And that's the far as we always got when we talk, oh, the matrix, and the melanated woman created the matrix. A kind of man created a kind of woman created the masons of the matrix. A kind of woman created that. That's why we got fooled, because it was in an image of us, an illusion of us. That's why it looked so real. And it looked good because everything God makes in her likeness and image, does she not? Then didn't God make this in the likeness and the image? So that had to be a kind of woman then, right? All right. So we talked about the foundation of this level as the major. This is the lowest that anybody and all of us have been. This is the illusion. This level is ran by what you see right here, the cornerstone secret society. So you have to look at the cornerstone. These are the think tanks so that they can think a way to keep you trapped right there, working, joining things that you're not supposed to be attaching yourself to and that you don't understand. Stevie Wonder says it the best. It's superstitious, writing on the wall, and you believe in things that you don't understand, you suffer. He said it in his words and in his music. He was telling the story, but y'all wasn't listening, or you didn't hear it the way you supposed to through your spiritual ear. You must now turn to your spiritual ear and your spirit sight so that you can see everything clearly. The first eye. Your first eye is not your third eye. It is your first eye of order. It created everything thereof after. So you got international law, you got all this stuff that is within these organizations that have created all of what you see under here. Now that you got that, they even got the Chamber of Commerce, the Lions Club. And we think all this stuff is good for us. But it was created by Lord gods for us to attach ourselves to and become members of so that they can extract our energies to make it work. They even got the nerve to have the Royal Arch Masons. And I wrote the Royal Arch right here, right up under the yoni. Can you see it? They mirrored that. That name came from the Royal Yoni, the Royal Arch. It's got an arch. And your Oval Office is royal. The 501c3 nonprofits and all that is on this chart, as I have shown you. The military industrial complex, all that war, drugs, drug trade, all of it is here within this level. Human trafficking at its best is in that system. Human trafficking our children and sacrificing and the rituals that they do. The Secretary of State, in all caps, if you notice, that everything is in all caps. Now you see it at its finest, the corporations and who are running them. And you got your sidebar stuff, and I'll go through and show you that. I'm not going to say anything about it. I just want you to see it. The non-government entities that is run by the Scottish Rites, the Shriners, and all that you see in the heart of all the things of this world system that was created by a kind of woman. I want to go a little bit further with the statement of being in the world, but not of it. I want to take it a little step further. Don't be in the world or of it. That's that pool game. You can choose to not to play the game, because I tell you, the odds are stacked against you to win. And good luck if you do. But I tell you, you can win, but I'm going to show you how in 1 minute. How you know you're a winner. So the next level is the priesthoods, the 3 cities and states that run the world: Washington, D.C., the Vatican, and the City of London. They are the ones who have ran our energies to this system in which they created the kind of women. When you saw the picture yesterday of the Black Madonna and the little boy sitting on a woman's lap that appeared to be a woman, I questioned it. And so should you. Because they're not into us, and they're not into revealing the true us. They're into tricking us to make it look like it's cool. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, they're not. That's a black man, a kind of woman dressed up in a dress. That's not you either. But this is ran by kings and emperors and queens and the Antichrist. They're against your kryptonite that lies within you, and they want to do what? Council of the 13, which is the Council of Nicaea, that met about you in their upper room, you see. And they meeting to make sure that they create the bar and the barristers and the attorneys and the judges to sit in robes and wigs and mimic you and pass judgment upon you. They even got the mother of darkness standing there, as you can see, right here. And the pharaohs and all that goes on in this system. Now you got 3 levels of realms of things that run in your system. So therefore, now they can't go but so far. They may be able to go a little bit, but now you have changed and switched over from the matrix to the Genesis matrix, your DNA. And this is where the separation starts here, when the warlords started raging war up in the extra dimensional levels of these entities that were created to start the disturbance, so that you wouldn't reach where you need to be in your sacerdotal seat. So you got Enki, you got Satan, and these are the extraterrestrials that are built on the cornerstone of this level here. And so when you look at God's law in all caps, you still ain't arrived yet, baby. But you're almost there. That's where the kind of woman came in at. Gene slicing. And that's why they call this right here the genesis of the matrix. and 144 and common law, all caps still. And some of it is not good, if not most of it is enlightening, and it is a mirror reflecting on somewhat you, but it should not always be the kind of something. You got to be the real deal. So now you've been kept from your seat, and this is your God seat, and this is what it looks like. This is the angelic realm in which your God seat is supposed to be in. That you're supposed to be there, up in the holiest of holy. You are the I am that I am. And no man has a right to rule your seat. Get in your sacerdotal seat, ladies. Study this chart. This hierarchy chart will help you to get your cars and your vehicles and your houses in order, and so that you can have some ice cream and bring heaven on earth.
It's the grand illusion.
Speak, go ahead.
The illusion is that most people are caught up in physical things. And once you leave this dimension here that we all are on, and you haven't graduated past the physical, well, you won't graduate because you can't take no physical items with you when you go to the next version of yourself. And that's where a lot of people go wrong at.
And this right here will explain everything to its highest about the system. That's why I told you I ain't coming back here no more. Because now I'm giving it to you right here. Yeah, talk about people talked about the deep state and not really not having all the information that you need to be able to see it clearly about the deep state. And if you see these checkered floors that the Masons have created, that is, they created the duality. That's what the red checkered floor means. I mean, the black and white checkered floor means that they created the duality and the illusion that we have been living in since 322 AD. And it would talk and explain to you about the deep state, because I ain't there no more. It's bad energy. And I had to go through my process of coming out of it. And I don't care to go to everybody's house and gave you stuff and make you understand what the house is about. And now you got all these 7 rooms that Adrona has created for us to go in these rooms and get ourselves straightened out. And I feel like that with my love and my spirit in the rooms that were created, it's all well. So when you look at this, it will explain everything that you need to know. And for those who, for some reason, won't get this, at least it'll be on the screen. And so what I'm going to do is do this right here. So then you can stop your video and read these things later. So I'm going to start down here. Okay. And now I'm going to stroll up into the top so that you can take time to freeze your screen when you go back to look at the video. That at tier 5, that those of you all that are watching from sheepdogs and over at Truth Seekers, and those of you all are in the 12 steps to sovereignty, or y'all been listening to the financial quantum system. The financial quantum system is actually based on the ether of the melanated woman. We're the ones that got the wealth that will flourish and bring heaven on earth for everybody. Because the one thing I can say about us melanated women, we love everybody. We ain't prejudiced like man kind of woman is. And we love everything. We give that's who our nature is. So when they talked about the tier, we at tier 1 to tier 5. Well, understand that they're talking about it from the angelic realm and that we are angelics, the women are. And so they're saying that we are online and we are ready, and it's about ready to what? Launch. And the Redeemer is standing in front of you. So now you understand what tier 5 and all these other tiers are, and they're talking in codes, and they're always talking code about us. Believe me. So if we go on, I'm a backwards, frontward kind of person. So therefore, let me move this up because it's getting in my way. Better up there. Let me start over. See, tier 2 was the secret societies and tapes that they talk about the silver and the bronze, and tier 1 was bronze and so forth. It would enlighten you to know what the secret codes were about and the words that y'all been using and uttering that had secret codes behind it, and you didn't understand it. I want to make this a little bigger so you can see it. Let me go back there. Okay. And the thing about what made me think about this in the light, they always say the chosen one. There's a chosen one. And there's this and there's that. If it's anything such a matter of chosen one, it would be one who was chosen to do the work, to correct the ills in which this system has done to us in society, and broke down the family unit and did not do right as trusted servants supposed to do. And again, I will not go over this. For those who been with me know what you're looking at. But those who have not got here yet, please understand and understand and understand that this hierarchy of law is her laws. It is the laws of my art condensed so that the kind of woman and women can then get together and understand how everything works and the creation process works. And this is a condensed a version of what you saw that was so huge, that was convoluted and distorted on there. So this is the way, the order of which you are to get yourself together and understand how to govern yourself from your God seat while you're in the physical realm. And so take the time to take a look at how everything is supposed to be in divine order. And what has happened is that these last 4 parts have been flipped to go to the top to rule over all things. And that's not a natural order of things. The natural order of things is the way it is set in stone right here from top down. But they took it and inverted it into now looking like this right here. And to see these agents of these corporations have taken our places in society, and we must take it back. because the little gods created that, not us. And as we close this session of On the Porch with the elders and circulating energy with you all today, this will conclude my visits to all the rooms in the house that have been set up to run. A new system has now been introduced to you and presented to you to be a part of. And now that the house is in order and that I have what we would say christened each room in the house, now the house can launch and run like it's supposed to by the Spirit of God and by the gods itself. And with that being said, we getting ready to erase the system in which has plagued us and stripped us of our dignity and our children. And I would do it by the hands of Osiris. Because right now, Osiris and Isis is in the house. And we're going to rule the house. And we're going to bring the house and keep the house in order. You got mom and dad there now. You got both. And we're going to do it right and tight and through love and respect for each other. We're not perfect as beings in the flesh, but I tell you, we are so perfect in our love and our energies and the realness of who we are from inside out. And that I can tell you, we ain't playing on that one because we are on one accord. And we may have some disagreements as in the flesh because we're trying to still learn each other. But the most important thing is that there's love and honor and respect, not only for each other, but he does have the respect that know that I am God. And God here rules the house. I rule the house. And he don't mind ruling, letting me rule, because he know after all, if I rule, then he benefits from it. So get your house in order. Worry about your house. Because I got mine. Because someone made a statement about something that was going on in my house that they didn't have no clue what goes on in my house other than what I tell you go on here. Don't have no assumption that some menage, and stupid stuff go on with us, because that's not our nature. That's not God's nature.
Amen.
Because God is enough. And we're enough with ourselves. And because we're enough with ourselves, I dare not ever say, and nobody ever utter that kind of stuff out of your mouth again. So now we getting ready to erase the past. The house is in order. Frida and Tracy and Miss Patolo, welcome back home. We getting ready to do the ritual of the century. All right, ladies, get up and help us celebrate what we're getting ready to do today for this room. It's like cut the ribbon. You can move it. Yeah. Understand that we all gonna do this together, this ritual, so that you can go ahead and walk into your destiny and live your best life and create heaven on earth. Do the honors for me, please. We're erasing the past. And we're shutting the door and we're locking it and we're taking back our keys to our vehicles. We're taking back our Oval Offices all over the world. And you need to send this video and all that I have done all this week and give it to you and give it to every woman on every platform. Every platform that y'all got, post it. Point to the YouTubes, point wherever you need, because Big Mama has completed the house cleaning, done set the house in order. We got the We got the station wagon ready, and we're ready to roll with the new paradigm, and he has set everything in order right now. And as he's erasing it, feel the joy of being redeemed. Full faith and credit.
Ashe, Ashe, Ashe.
Ashe, Ashe, Ashe.
El
Gratitude and
Wadudu.
love.
Ashe.
I receive love.
Gratitude.
Ashe,
Ashe,
Ashe.
Ashe,
Feel
Mama.
great about it.
Ashe, Ashe,
Love and light. Love and light.
love and light,
L
love
Y
and
D
light.
El
Awadudu,
Wadudu.
awadudu.
So restoration is in order now. It is in full effect. Divine order is back in the seat, running things. And so therefore, restoration it is, and it will be forever that, and it will always forever be. And with that, well, I will close, but before I close, I want to give Mother Peacock an opportunity to speak, uh, to seal the deal. Mother Peacock.
Yes. Can you see me?
Hold on one
I'm I'm on my phone because my computer bailed out on me.
Okay.
I am elated. I am so gleefully happy with what has taken place on this platform today. I know some of you came today to talk about reserving your and preparing your food and stockpiling your food and growing in the garden, but your food that you got served today was much better than what you grow in your garden. But again, she planted the seed in the ground, and you are the ground. And men, you are the seed planter as well. So since we got you in this particular universe right now, we had you to come to plant the seed so we can multiply. Like God said, go and multiply. So men, you are just important right now to help us with the children, help us build the buildings, help us build the nation, help us stand by us and stand for us as you know that we are the virtuous women. A woman that build a house, build it well. And the man is the one that provide to today to buy the house or rent the house, whatever, and come home to the castle. And he is feeling good because the God in the house has made provision for him and the chillins. And she keep it clean. And she make it, as she say, mother say, in a gangster lean. With the diamond in the back and the sunroof top. Oh yeah, I was in college. I was back in college back in those days in college with my husband. And back in Little Rock, Arkansas and Pine Bluff. Now it's called University at Pine Bluff of Arkansas, a black college. And I just thank you for everything that's taken place. This is called Big Mama's house. What you do at Big Mama house, you come and eat supper, you come in sometime on Sundays, and everybody's sitting around to find out what's going on with you, how life is serving you. At the end of the day, sometime we also have at Big Mama house the homecoming, the family reunion. This is like a family reunion. But every now and then, we have to straighten up the house and clean the house and get an understanding for an understanding to have a better place for us to all come together. We love everybody. We don't throw anybody away, and we don't even try to tell you what to do with your life. We just try to share with you what's best for you. I thank you for the opportunity. But next Saturday, if the download of Mother don't tell us she need to do it again next Saturday, we will be talking about you preparing just to have some food in your house, and how to garden, and how to make sure you make provision for yourself and your children and your neighbors. So when you do that, and I'm talking about community gardening. So we are looking again to build a nation of 7 generation. Ashe, ashe, I yield.
Okay. Thank you
Hey,
thank you so much, Mother Peacock. And I would like to have some clarity that I will, that now that the house is set in order, and those who are keepers of the house will keep the house in perfect peace and perfect order, because mama have to rest now. And what I mean by that right now, my 7 days have come full circle. Tomorrow, you will see me in my sacerdotal seat to seal the deal. I will be coming tomorrow night for my final. I wouldn't say final, because this is done right here. So now mama can sit down in her seat and rest and watch the beauty of the house and all the little pitty patty feet. And please mute yourselves. The pitty patty feet around the house, all the sounds of her sons and daughters in the household. I can sit now and watch the glory of God work through the house. I would be after tomorrow. I will be taking a short sabbatical so that I can rest, because I have poured out. I have given the breath of life into the house, and I have breathed, and I have labored to bring the children home. And now that I've done that, I now need to take the time now to rest and replenish. I don't need to go in the rooms like I have over the past 7 days. That era of what I'm doing is over, because I've already done that. I'll peep in every now and then and look at you, but no, by no mistake, think that my eyes ain't on everything, because it is. And if I see something that's out of place, I'm going to straighten you out, because you're not going to tear this house down. I've set the tone here. I set the tone of love and peace, and that it would be just that. You can't come in this house any other way. And I trust that you understand to respect the house. This house that I have built, you must respect the rules of engagement, the laws of God rules and reigns in this house. So govern yourself accordingly.
Mother, I just want to say, just remind everyone. I know sometimes it's impromptu or you don't check your email, but Mother wants to make sure that all times you that has not been bringing your children. We see the children not here like they used to be, but we want the children to come on first on Sunday nights and on Wednesday night. If Mother not present, I want everybody, I was about to call you Mob Squad, those co-hosting, they call on the children. And so because they on school nights and they go to bed early, mother, in case mother forgets, she wants the children, and it's about the children.
It
And
is.
please, now, every Sunday and every Wednesday, we'll try to call on them first and and acknowledge them, and let them also let them have a say if they want to speak as well. Ashe, I yield.
I say, thank you for reminding us of that. So, yes, we noticed that the children's um, attendance were down after the incident that happened. And again, the apology of the language that was used, in which the ears of them picked up. And that's not the nature of this nation, and we should not be using such language on this platform, and I'm not going to allow it. So it would not happen again because I've told you all, don't use it. And including me, I don't use those type of language anyway. That never was my kind of thing because it's not it's a spirit behind when you use such language. And Carlos have asked for his forgiveness for using such language in front of them. There is an age appropriateness to everything that we do, and there are age appropriate rooms if you choose to want to. But on the one and the nights that I'm on, that means that the children are present. So don't use the language during the presence of the children. Now that's why we have brother to brother, and we may have some other little rooms. I don't know if we need to create such room because those kind of language should not be part of the household. So I'm saying I'm not going to create, and we're not going to do that. We're going to, all that is set right now is enough to make this nation be sound and run correctly. So please govern yourselves accordingly when you're on the platform, to be mindful, particularly during the times that I am doing what I'm doing, that these children do not hear such language of the world. We are securing 7 generations. Do you want their mouths to be saying some of the stuff that come out of ours? I think not. So please govern yourself accordingly. Now, here we are. You all have a rest of your Saturday in love and life.
Love and light.
Love and light. That's what you do. Soul Train.
Love you too.
Love and light.
Have a great
Much
rest of your
gratitude.
day.
Love and light,
Love and
family.
light.
Love and light.
Hi, family.
Gratitude.
Welcome home, sisters.
Power to the
Love and light.
You're not on the right breaking through the gray. Your smile paints the morning in a brighter way. Every heartbeat is a shade of something true, and every breath in color leads me back to you. Every breath